done too much unnatural harm because they don't know what a good cause is, and to liberate other beings, and those beings in unnatural circumstances experience eternity, experience eternal health, eternal evolution. If there's any concept that, well, actually, never mind. I was gonna mention if there's any concept that has to do with trust or something, or how do they know what's good for those persons? Look at how those types of people are dealt with here. They're put in prisons or community service. Is that actually doing any good? It would be better to tell those persons create poetry and art forms that can help other people. They can do that in prison, but think about the progress that they're making, and think about what they're doing for themselves, and the less potential harm that they will want to do. That's what you call prosperous judgment. That's a term that's never used. There are many terms that are absent in this universe. Well, not universe, but in on this earth, in this unnatural system, on this planet. So this is the actuality. There's plenty more. The visual aspect is the next step. I believe I've taken this as far as I can, other than the fact of who I am. If you have gotten this far, you've started from part 1, you've gotten this far, I think you understand that who I am is of great importance and of great, well, mystery for right now. But if you have gotten this far, I think you can sense that who I am is extreme, and you are correct. Who I am is very extreme. And also, when you discover who I am, you will be ever thankful that you got this far in the recording, have ever even had gotten the chance to listen to any of my videos, somehow have been able to interact with me in some way, shape, or form. Listening to my videos is what I would call interacting with me. You don't have to meet me to interact with me. No one should have to meet someone to interact with. Just knowing a being exists should be bliss. And putting that in the context of how others think, obscurity presented. That's why the obscurity realms exist. To those who harm, that's why the destruction realms exist. But just to let you know, the destruction realms has been very bored. Well, destruction realms has been happy there's been no one there. But unfortunately, destruction realms is going to get a lot of people. Luckily, a very small percentage of this planet, though. The obscurity realms, I think there's only a few at most there, but they only visit because they're curious, or because they want to go through a few minutes of some obscure challenge, and that's it. They realize that their theories are not going to work, and they leave. But there are going to be those who are going to go to the obscure realms. You only go there if that's who you are. Honesty and purity. The obscurity realms and destruction realms are extremely advanced realms. To know obscurity does not mean to be of obscurity, but there is an irony to that. But though that applies to those who are not aware of their obscurities. And those who are not aware of their obscurities take a very bizarre joy in things. Same thing with destruction. Most are going to realize that they should have went through scenarioism, which is to place scenarios in the mind that you're unsure of, and try enough angles of realistic means and ways to discern what the ultimate potential or solution will be. But then again, obviouslyism occurs. What obviously grows, what obviously helps, and what obviously doesn't. So, scenarioism and other existences of the 93rd or 98th dimension is ways of helping others to a very beautiful abundance. Prosperous thinking. What beings consider prosperous here, just for the record, because I understand sympathy, and I've gone through my own obscurities, but that is because of how ultra sensitive I am to the elements here. When you realize who you are, you'll realize essentially how small and how little you were working with. And that circulates back to why you are going to be baffled at times of why you did not shatter, like your physicality itself, in radical forms. But that is because, incidentally and unawarely, you're practicing and expressing immortalism, bypassism, survivalism in ways that survivalism himself would be like, WTF, mate? That's why, again, humanity is going to be a very sacred word. But that time has not come yet. As of right now, I am 68, pushing 69 years ahead of this time itself right now. So who I am as a being is 68 to 69 years ahead of this time right now. I don't know if that makes any sense, but when you understand time, you understand progress. But if you go by process steps, if you go by belief systems, it will take you years to understand realizations. Process is to be selective. Choice is to subject yourself only to what you want. You don't know what you want yet. You can't know what you want yet. Eternity exists, and you should want and even urge mystery in your life. Predictism is one of the most... No one expresses this that I know of. No one wants to. But many beings have been conformed to live predictable lives. Predictable lifestyles, predictable ways of being. But even at times when persons try something new, there is ridicule. It's the same when other persons who speak out about predictable anything are also ridiculed. So the actuality of beings on this planet, there's two diversities. The beings that know of the unnatural circumstances around them, to whatever degree that is, and those who realize what is, quote, natural around them. So that expresses the polarity, that expresses the diversity of the ironies that will occur. Those who have ironies of paradise, and those who have ironies of their emptinesses, their avoidances, their voids, their conflicts. So it is fate that I have pushed myself to fulfillingly express as much as I